Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our Stranger Things Season 2 Thoughts video. I just finished watching the second season of Stranger Things, and I'm going to be sharing my general thoughts. In this season, Will continues to have the worst luck of all his friends. Well, his other friends learn about fighting over a girl and getting over a girl slash pining for a girl. It's all teenage stuff. But yeah, so I just finished watching the second season of Stranger Things, and I really enjoyed this season. I thought it fit with the first season. I felt like all the characters grew as much as they should have. They all felt exactly the same in a sense, if that makes sense. Like they all feel realistic in the sense that they've grown a bit since then. They all went through a whole lot of stuff, but at the same time, they're still friends. They're still nerds. They still get bullied. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this season, and the fact that it focuses both on kind of almost two storylines. We have the L11 storyline with Hopper a little bit, and then her going on her own way, and then the one with the kids and focusing around Will and trying to help Will yet again. Will's got the worst luck out of, like I said, all his friends and everybody in this town. Apparently it does make sense that he's the one to be infected by this. It does all make sense. That's what I really like about this season, is that it logically follows the events of the first season. It's like, okay, yeah, no, he got infected at the end of the first season. It makes sense. He's the one who spent the most time in the Upside Down, that he would be the one to get infected by this, or be the most susceptible to be affected by this. Mind Fender thing, or Frere, mind something. I can't remember. Mind's Freyr? Is it Freyr? Slayer? Freyr? I think it's Mind Freyr. But yeah, so I really just kind of liked the fact that it was him again, and then his mom's going through all this stuff again, and she's just like, I just want my life to be normal, but nothing ever goes back to the way it was, which is a big theme, obviously, of this season, which is nothing's exactly the way it is. That's what's part of growing up. It's part of life, is just moving forward, and things change. Nothing really stays the same. So that I really enjoyed about it, like that theme, and the fact that Will's the one that most logically makes sense. Slash, like story wise, it also is just kind of most interesting in a sense. I like that Will's kind of the scapegoat of both of these seasons. He's the one, or like even the MacGuffin of both these seasons, in a sense. He's the biggest tie to the Upside Down, or the negative side of the Upside Down, at least, meaning he's the one that, well, not really. They also got the demagogues in this one, which I thought was an interesting addition to the Upside Down mythos. Staying with the Mind Fender guy thing, big giant shadow looking thing. It was a little vague what it was, except for when they described it from a D&D manual, but still it was enjoyable, and I liked it as the villain. I particularly like that in this season they didn't have, I like that they split Elle and the kids up, so that Elle wasn't the one around just squashing all the demagogues as they were first coming around, because we saw in the last episode that she can just kind of walk right through them, just splattering them everywhere. So it's kind of interesting that they kind of kept her sidelined for so long with her own storyline, having to go off and find her mama and her sister at some point, and learn a little lesson about that not all anger is good anger, not all revenge is exactly. So she learned a little lesson. Her and Hop, I really loved her and Hopper's dynamic in this at first. Then like you see how they both been living together for like a year, and how they bonded, but how they're also wearing on each other, because they're both like, she just wants to be a kid, she just wants to live her life, and he just wants to protect her and everybody, and they can't always get on the same page about that. So I really enjoyed that dynamic between those two, and then especially how it ends off at the end of the season. Pretty much looks like Elle's just gonna be living with Hopper from now on. And what else do I have written down? All like I mentioned, most of the returning characters already. I've really enjoyed them all. I thought they all fit into this season. And then we also got some new characters. Mad Max, Maxine. She was a great character. I like that she's the toughest and bravest of the group, and that's the way it should be. And then she's got a dickhead of an older brother, which they try to give us a little sympathy for him a little bit, but it's hard for me to have sympathy for someone who gets bullied, and the response to getting bullied is bullying other people. But I get what we're supposed to feel, the sympathy for him being abused by his dad, but it's still like, you don't take that on your sister or your sister's friends just cause. But I'm curious to see or to learn more in the next season about his character and their backstories, because we didn't get that much of a focus on them this season, but it'll be interesting to learn a little bit more about them in the next season. So those were some interesting characters. We got Bob this season. our Radio Shack man, he didn't last very long, which is unfortunate. I would have liked for him to stick around, but you know, it was still a nice. I liked his story. I liked what he added to it. You know, him being kind of the dorky wannabe stepdad in a sense, and it's just really kind of fun. And then having a heroic kind of ending. So that was a fun character that they added in. What else do I have written down? Oh, I love Dustin and Steve's friendship. They're like a budding friendship in this. It's kind of out of happenstance. The two of them have to team up to go fight a demodog. And so like they're like kind of the only two up, and then I like how they kind of bond over the fact that, you know, Dustin looks up to Steve as like a ladies' man, and Steve likes that somebody kind of has a little respect for him, a little admiration for him, and so he's happy to kind of help out these geeky kids a little bit. So I really enjoyed their dynamic, especially at the end with him. Steve drives Dustin to the dance at the end. So it was cute. I like their friendship. It's just fun. I like that Steve's kind of redeemed himself from last season a little bit for the most part. And even at certain parts in this season, he seems to be like you know, he's trying to help keep Nance from drinking too much at one point. She just goes off at him, but yeah. So I like that his character seems to have been redeemed a little bit from like some of the stuff he did at the beginning of last season. It does help that he did help beat up the last Demogorgon. That's a big deal. It's a big ask. Big ask fighting a Demogorgon. So good for Steve. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed all the returning characters and all our new characters, and just this season overall. I thought it was just a fun season. Really great addition to the first season. I thought, like I said, it kind of followed accordingly, and I'm excited for the third season to see where this goes. We're gonna watch how these kids all the way through school. What other shenanigans can they get into? Like, how much more? What other upside down stuff is there? I'm curious. I'm going to go actually check out the trailer now. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on Season 2. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought about Season 2, what your favorite parts were, or anything you didn't particularly like about the second season. Thanks again for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.